Okay, just want to talk about the Benchmade APC. This is the auto. It also comes in assist. I don't see anybody showing the guts of this thing. So I thought I'd do a quick video. We're just going to use some camera audio. So we rely pretty much on what we find. I've got two screws out. They use a little bit of thread locker on them. You can maybe see a little bit of white here, but it's not really strong thread locker. So we should be able to get this apart, hopefully without losing any screws. I could tell you this is probably going to be one of my very favorite mechanisms because of the way it opens from both sides. It's got a safety, so prevent it from coming open. The buttons are very conveniently placed. You could open it right or left, and if you hold the knife certain ways, you can affect the buttons. It's hard to open the knife just by pushing it, but the blade will rock a little bit. But with the safety on, there's no rock to the blade. So we'll finish taking this apart and see what the guts look like. You get a pretty good idea from the view of the outside. Let me see. It screws around. Okay, here we go. All right. So this is routed out nicely. I see there's a routed out area here, a big routed out area. There's a routed out area. It's round with a tail on it. That generally means there's a coiled torsion spring in there, and this is where they put the tail. And this is a very unusual, this is sort of the new way they're making the coiled torsion spring. So interesting, this looks like an axis lock. We've got the omega spring here. There's something going on here. Now this is the liner here. It's all black, maybe a little hard to see. And there's something going on here. Let me try. All right, this is the safety. And the safety is a little bit on the stiff side, but it's easy to put on. So that's good. Okay, here is the right button. It's got a compression spring in it and a hole. And here is the left button, and it doesn't want to come out, which kind of makes sense. Okay, so we've got the this button here is moving back and forth. Maybe you can see that. Okay. And this looks like it is now locked up. Now the way to undo it would be to push this in. It's not going to happen now. I just pulled the lock bar back with my finger, and this coiled torsion spring is popping out now, so it's getting wound up, and it doesn't like being wound up without being restrained in the space. The idea is that you got the outside buttons, and these have a ramp on them, okay? And when you push it in, this ramp pushes. There's a lever in here with two arms. So they push this little arm down, and in so doing, there's another arm in here. Everything's all black, it's hard to see. Okay, better put the cheaters on. So right here, there's the other arm, and that pushes that this way. It's going to go clockwise. And let's see. Okay, if that goes down, it's going to go counterclockwise. Anyway, what happens is that it's going to push the blade out, and the blade's going to fire. And by the same token, when you want to unlock it, it's going to move on the axis pin here, axis pin or lock bar, to unlock the knife. So it is extremely beautiful mechanism. It's ungodly what they did with this blade. I've got to go all through that and figure out all what the nitty gritty is, but it's a super slick mechanism. Okay, I've been busy doing other stuff today. Finally got back to this thing. The way it looks like it works is these side buttons, either one, will come in, and there's a lever here with this two legs here. So it apparently will push this lever up, and that will pull the lock bar or axis pin back, and when that does, it'll come out of this notch here and the blade will fly open. The interesting thing is that this lever is only half as wide, this leg here is only half as wide as the blade, and the blade has a second circumference on it that's half as wide. So I got to look at that, figure it out. There's no patent on this thing, so I'm going to have to do it all for drawings when I put it in the book, and I may have to do some drawings too. Now, speaking of the book, I want to say that I want to come out with book 2 real soon, and what I'd like to do is do a Kickstarter and try and keep the price low for the pre-orders. So for you guys who are interested in book 2, maybe keep an eye on my Facebook, Knife Mechanisms. I'll probably make an announcement there, or my website, knifemechanisms.com, or you could email me. But I never did the Kickstarter before. We'll give it a try, and I'll go to the book printer and try and match some of the pre-orders, so hopefully keep the price low. I've been working on a book for quite a while. There are going to be a lot of complex mechanisms like this in it, and if you thought the first one was just for the fun of it, the second one's going to be even more fun.